Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to a different kind of video. This time round, I'm not going to be covering any Arsenal games. Okay, I will be covering Arsenal games, but I won't be doing any previews or match reactions. No, we're going to be talking about the next four fixtures in the Premier League, the next Europa League game against Benfica. What's our chances in the Europa League? What are our chances in the Premier League? Do we still have hope in the Premier League? And I have a special guest with me. First time working with him, but believe me, we do know each other. Albert, how are you?
Yeah, pleasure, my friend, man. Yeah, the YouTube world, man. You see people about, but yeah, I'm glad to get
Yeah,
the call from you, man. So yeah, it's a pleasure to come on, man.
no problem, man. So I wish I would have been doing this after a couple of wins. I wish I did this after the West Brom game or the Chelsea game or something, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
this is how it is for us. So what have you made? Let me just go straight into it. What have you made of our season so far? After winning that FA Cup, did you expect us to automatically get top four this season?
No, Glenn, if you see my content, bruv, I've been very clear. I said even before we signed Thomas Partey, for example, I said we wouldn't get top four. Even when we bought him, I said we still wouldn't get top four. To go from finishing 8th in the league. Yes, we come off the back of winning the FA Cup, but don't let that paper over the cracks of how poor that season was last season. Because I mean, I'm old enough to remember our worst Premier League finish. I'm 21 plus VAT, and believe me, I've seen worse. But in terms of our sort of form, bruv, it's been. I've been shocked how bad we've been this season. I've got to be honest. I've never seen anything like it.
You want to tell me because after lockdown, we had some very good wins away to Southampton, away to Wolves. We beat Liverpool, I think, 3 times in a month or something. FA Cup, City, Chelsea. You did not have any hope for the next season at all.
No, Glenn, you know what it is? It's I get why people got carried away. I get why people got slightly carried away because we won the FA Cup. We finished the season on a high. But you got to remember the league form. The league is a reflection of how you've done this season. The league is your bread and butter. And like I said, I wasn't confident. I mean, Glenn, we haven't got top four for quite a long time, man. It's been a while, man. I think it's 5 years now.
Almost.
I forgot what Champions League football looks like, man. So I wasn't, mate. I honestly wasn't confident before the start of the season, and one of the main reasons for that is just the recruitment. Again, is the same issue.
Yeah, but with that said, we did get Partey and we did get Gabriel, and things were looking good. Things were looking good, especially after getting Partey. Did that change any of your opinions?
You know what it is? The thing is, if you're going to bring in the quality of someone like Thomas Partey, Gabriel's been a very encouraging sign. I think we got a bargain by getting him. But if you're going to bring in someone like Thomas Partey, you've got to have the right tools around him, and I don't think we've got that. Arguably within our first 11, and most definitely not in the squad. So that was my issue. Like, we've addressed the spine of the team, Glenn. Like, in the sense of we've got Leno, Gabriel's there, Partey in the middle. I know, obviously, I'm going to say Aubameyang, even though he's woefully out of form, but you've got the premises of a spine to work with, which we haven't had at Arsenal for a long time. But the issue is, Glenn, it's going to take time for that spine to sort of gel, depending on the players that are around them.
Yeah. Wow. So let's say after we won that FA Cup back in August, I think it was August 1st or something.
Yeah.
How many players did you want Arsenal to buy in that transfer window?
Glenn, how long have you got, man?
I mean, it wasn't 10 or 20. I mean, people are seeing Gabriel as okay. Let's say before we signed Gabriel, but there was a bit of positivity there. We saw Aubameyang, how good Aubameyang was last season. TNU was looking very good. Saka had emerged in the last few games after lockdown. We knew Martinelli was going to come back. The goalkeeper, we did not have a problem with the goalkeeper. We had Leno and Martinez. So, which positions are you looking to sort out?
Glenn, you know what? The best way I can answer this question, right, is I say to people, when I talk about trusting the players, I said before the start of the season, right? And this is before we signed anyone or anybody went, that the only players I would trust in this team over the course of a season is the two goalkeepers at the time. That's Leno and Martinez. So that's two. Tierney 3. Saka 4, Martinelli 5, and Aubameyang 6. So that's only 6 players, right? Martinez is gone.
Yeah.
And then you can add Gabriel and you can add Thomas Partey. So that's still only 7 or 8. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm actually struggling to say, you know what? No, that player, and yeah, probably Emil Smith Rowe. So that's about 9, Glenn.
Yeah.
So you know what? There's big issues in terms of our recruitment, man. I understand the sentiment about moving dead wood on and the players that are not good enough, but even though with the window we've had recently, Glenn, yes, we got some players off the wage bill, but the wage bill and the money spent or players coming in are two completely different things. It will help, but I thought honestly the start of the season, we needed a centre half. We got Gabriel, brilliant. We got Thomas Partey, but we missed that creative player, man. We didn't do the business, man. I mean, it's no secret. Fabrizio Romano said with Arsenal in regards to Hossim Aouar that there was sort of like a 2-3 week window where Arsenal, if they was going to make them move for him, needed to do it ASAP, but they didn't do it, Glenn, bro.
Yeah, we did do some business though. We got this guy. We thought he was going to become the difference for us. He was going to be a creative player. To be honest, I was very happy when he got him. I was like, you know what, free deal. I think got double figures for goals and assists last season for Chelsea. I was like, you know what, this is okay. So, what has disappointed you most, or how are you looking at it? Are you looking at it like Arteta has disappointed you, especially after winning the FA Cup? Or are you looking at it like, you know what, I didn't even expect us to win the FA Cup. So as of now, I'm going to give him some more time. How are you looking at it? Has he disappointed you, or were the fans' expectations too high?
I think in terms of Arteta, if I answer that quickly, it's a tough one, Glenn, man. I mean, to be honest, he shouldn't have been put in his position in the first place by be given the job, but it's a big job to take on, man, for your first job. I can't believe I can understand why Arsenal went down the route, because they was potentially going to give Arteta the job in the first place anyway, before Emery, but I think they kind of bottled it last minute and said, you know what, we need somebody experienced. So where it didn't work with Emery, you can argue that Emery wasn't backed, and he wasn't backed with certain players that he wanted, but they gave Arteta the chance. I just think it's too big a job to give it to somebody as a rookie, man. I get it, football's changed and cycles have moved on. You're seeing ex-players getting jobs left, right, centre without no qualifications, but it's I don't know, it's a mad one, but with the FA Cup thing, like with that, Glenn, the way I look at it, you got 2 games in isolation, so the semi-final, final. In a cup game, anything can happen. Yes, we turned up brilliant in the semi-final, final. So we come into the new season with a bit of confidence, but I think how can I put it? If you look at the bigger picture of how, you know, the squad isn't strong enough to sustain a top 4 challenge. Don't let the FA Cup paper over that, because you're going to disappoint yourself as an Arsenal fan, man. Don't do yourself.
Because I don't know, because I've heard people saying it's a fluke that we won the FA Cup, but I usually don't agree with that. I actually feel like his tactics.
I don't agree with that.
His tactics put us through those games. I mean, yes, we turned into defensive, and he had to kind of put a defensive team out and stuff, and it did work for both of the games. Even in the quarterfinal, no one expected us to beat Sheffield United away, because they were very good at that time. Let me just read a few comments. Lewis says we can win. Just a moment. We can win the Europa League by doing the double against United in the final. I'm hoping so. Russ says good evening. How are you? I shot at Emery. At Emery. How are you? RK, how are you? We are doing good, RK. Thomas, we are good. Okay, not that good, but we'll find out as the video goes on. Relentless, how are you? Jesse says big up Clem and Albert, and he also says, to be honest, I'm very nervous about the next few fixtures. I think we all are. We're going to come back to that. I'm going for a win versus Leeds, win versus Benfica, loss versus City, win versus Benfica. So that's home and away win against Benfica, draw versus Leicester, win against Burnley, win against Tottenham. Well, that would be good. That would be very good. Elijah says you got really tough games. Ghana99 says, hi, how are you? And Arsenal Central says we are crossing balls into the box with one on the end of them, no one at the end of them. I don't even like that crossing tactic, tactic, because every time you're crossing the ball, Aubameyang is up against the likes of Dunk, Mings, huge defenders. You can't do anything with that. So although I still think Arteta is going to improve. So even in all that said, we started very well. We beat Fulham, we beat West Ham, we beat Sheffield. That was before the first international break. After that international break, everything looked very bad. We lost to Leicester, lost to City, but either way, those are the same teams that beat us every single season. And then we beat United. What was your feeling after we beat United?
That was a big monkey off Arsenal's back, man, because you know, to go in every season in the Premier League with that horrendous record we had against the top six. I think it was like 27, 28 games. 2015 was the last time we won away, against the top six side. United, I don't think we'd have beat since 2006 or 2008 at Old Trafford. So it was a long time. And Glenn, and we won that game. It's funny because one thing Arsenal fans have complained of, which I have complained of as well, is that we don't start games very well, man. But we actually, in that first half particularly, I think we should have been at least 2 goals up. We didn't exactly carve Manchester United open, but we should have been a couple of goals up, man. But I thought the 1-0 to the Arsenal clean sheet, and then we kind of thought, you know what, we got the big win away from home against the top six side. We're gonna kick on, but unfortunately, I think you know the rest of the story to that.
That was a very big positive. Also, at the same time, we managed to beat Liverpool and Leicester. Liverpool again in the Carabao Cup. We managed to win the Europa League very, very easily on the Europa League group stage. Not the Europa League. I really wish we could have won it by now. In the group stage, things were looking very positive, and then everything went abruptly. Everything descended very badly. Like we started picking up red cards in every single game, started losing every single game. We were not scoring goals. Yes, we were not conceding, but we'd find a way to make a mistake in every single game. Injuries. What was your feeling when we were losing all those games? Burnley at home, we lost away to Everton. It was a terrible November and December for us.
Oh, Glenn, it's more than I could think of stronger words, but this is your channel, man. So I'll keep it clean, man.
Stronger words.
Yeah, I mean, like I said to you when you asked me whether we would get like top 4 or whatever, I didn't think we would, but I don't think any Arsenal fan of any generation, younger than me, same age, older, would have thought they would have seen some of the run of results we saw. I mean, Glenn, even the games we lost, right, to Leicester, Wolves and Burnley, they hadn't won at Arsenal, I think either of them over 35 years.
Yeah.
And they came to our ground and just took the 3 points like it was nothing. And it wasn't even like you could turn around and say, Glenn, you know what, Arsenal played well, or they had X amount of shots at goal and we dominated with possession, 70%, 30%. It wasn't any of that. Like I said, we don't start the games very well, man. Like, particularly when we're at home, our home record is awful.
Awful, yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be your fortress.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it used to be back in the day.
So, bruv, I'll be honest with you, man. You know what it is with Arsenal? It's almost like when you're used to seeing the same thing, it actually doesn't shock you anymore.
Yeah.
So it's different, bruv. It's difficult, man, because like we're not winning, we're not scoring. Whenever he's going 1-0 down, we didn't look like getting back in the games. So yeah, like I said, I would say it's the worst at that period, Glenn. That most definitely the worst Arsenal side I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, and it's not just that you've said some of those teams had not beaten us since 1975, 1974. I think for Wolves, they had gone 8 games without a win. They beat us. I think Villa, after they beat us, they lost at home to Brighton. They couldn't beat Burnley at home. They never won again at home until recently. Same with one of those teams. Was it Burnley away from home?
You know what it was? When we played Villa, they lost before we played them, they lost to Leeds 3-0 at home. And they lost to Southampton. Was it? I think it was 4-2 or 4-3.
4-3,
yeah.
They were being hammered a lot of goals, but we didn't even manage a goal against them. So that was very worrying. But we managed to pick it up at the end of December, beat Brighton, beat West Brom, looked very good. Smith Rowe, Saka, beat Chelsea. Which other team did we beat?
Brighton away.
With Palace. Brighton away. We drew with Crystal Palace at home. So What was your feeling at that? Were you carried away? Were you happy, relieved, or what was the feeling that time?
Because obviously at that point, Glenn, you seen what Twitter world's like, man. Amongst the Arsenal fan base, bro. It's a daily. It can flip within a millisecond.
Yeah.
And for the ones that were sort of on Arteta's neck, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Arsenal were never going to sack him, Glenn, right? So they probably looked at it and thought, look, Arsenal have got a run of games where they could be winnable. Obviously, probably after the Chelsea game on Boxing Day, where Arsenal could pick up some points and momentum, and they did. Because I didn't see that performance coming against Chelsea at home. I think every Arsenal fan, if they're honest, there would have been very, very few that would have predicted the Arsenal home win that game, because I wouldn't have predicted it. But we played well, man. Like, I was quite surprised, actually. Probably, I would say, arguably our best performance of the season. And to be honest, we could have won by more.
Yeah.
What was it 3-1 3-1 in the end? But Leno penalty save. But we could have won by more. I think 3-1 flat at Chelsea.
Yeah, so for that game, the moment they received the penalty in the 92nd minute, were you worried? Because I knew if that goal would go in, it would have ended 3-3, and you do know that.
Yeah, if that had gone in, Glenn, oh my God, the Arsenal fans would have been hiding behind their sofas, man.
Yeah, that was very worrying. Let me go through a few comments. I think I can hear an echo. You just check that.
Let me go mute. Let me see if you can keep talking, and I'll go mute, and I'll mute and see if you can hear me.
Okay, no problem. Alex says Arteta out. Elijah says Arteta in. Alex says I'll never get Twitter. You better not. Elijah says I trust Arteta. Same. Alex says good luck. Yep. So for me, after that winning spell, for me, I'd said no matter what, I wouldn't want him to go. I'd want us to remain and check how the January transfer window would go. And I was very happy with the January transfer window. Let's be honest, a year ago, people were saying Arteta would need 6 transfer windows to get rid of all these players. It took him a week to get rid of Mustafi, Kolasinac, Ozil, all those players that we had, even Willock, Niles. 1 week to get rid of all those players. So that was a positive. So why not wait for the next transfer window and see what it does in that next transfer window? But that's another story for another day. But today, we are here to talk about the next 4 or 5 fixtures. And it's not looking good. We have Leeds at home, we have City at home, we have Leeds away. So, Albert, what are you expecting from these 3 league games in February, the remaining one?
Can you still hear the echo, Glenn, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I could hear it I couldn't hear it when you were muted, so it's okay.
Okay, cool, that's all right. Yeah. So we've got Leeds on Sunday, Man City and Leicester, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
Tough games, Let's start with the one this weekend. What are you hoping for?
You know what? With Leeds, it doesn't matter who they play, man. They're going to play the same. They're very attacking, very front foot team. If Arsenal keep a clean sheet, I'll be shocked. I can't see that happening. Because even, you know what it is, Glenn? Even when Leeds played Manchester United a few weeks ago, right? United beat them 6-2.
Yeah.
That game could have ended 6-all. Honestly, Leeds just kept going and going and going. And I thought, wow, this team's unreal, man.
Very good, yeah.
You know what? I actually went for an Arsenal win. I said, and I wasn't confident when I said it. I said Arsenal win 3-2. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. There's definitely going to be goals. I'll be shocked if there isn't.
Here's something crazy about Leeds. I was doing a preview yesterday and I was looking at their stats.
Yeah.
They've won 10 games and they've lost 10 games.
Yeah.
They've scored 38 and they've conceded 38. So basically what has happened with them, they lost 4-1 away to Crystal Palace, and then they beat them at Leeds Place. They went to Leicester, they beat them 3-1. Leicester came to their place, beat them 4-1. So they're all over the place, even for their home record and away record. I think away from home, they've scored 12 and conceded 12. At home, they've scored 28 and conceded 28. It's all over the place, their record. So if you're not careful, we could easily lose this 4-1. But if you go for it and take our chances, we could win just like United 6-1 or something. So they're a very tough team. The one main thing between all these teams you're facing, we didn't beat any of them in the first round. We drew with Leeds, could easily have lost. They had 25 shots. here's another stat. When he played Leeds, they had 25 shots. That's the most a team has had without scoring since
100%.
City did it against Southampton the previous season. So we were under a lot of pressure. We didn't beat City away from home, but we did play well. Only lost 1-0. Everyone expected us to lose 4-0. Leicester, it's never a good game for us. Since Sanchez left, we've never had a win at their place. So the next one will be City. What are you expecting from City at home?
Is that a trick question? No. I'm not expecting a lot, man. Before I talk about the City, you see with Leeds, Leeds are one more games than us this season, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Yeah, they have one more game. Yeah, they're above us. A big game for us, 10th versus 11th. This is a big derby for us, a very huge derby for us. So that's worrying. That's worrying. I do believe we'll win more games than them after the season ends.
The City game, Glenn, I'm worried, man. I'll be honest with you, because City, for some reason, home or away, when they play us in the league, they always score 3 goals minimum.
Yeah.
I don't think I was checking, Glenn. I think we haven't beat them in the league. Someone double check that. Someone in the chat will drop it in since 2015.
I think that was the last away win, 2015. I think the last time we beat them at home, I remember Walcott and Giroud scoring. I think it could be 2016 or something. Yeah, just know it's been a while. But at the same time, we always beat them in the cups, apart from the Carabao Cup. So that's a weird thing. But are you worried because they've picked up their form recently, or would you have been worried with either way, whether it was played 2 months ago, 3 months later?
Glenn, that's a yes to both questions, man.
We are playing City the next week, Elijah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's City look good, man. I do think, I know they got a brilliant result Sunday against Liverpool, but I'm worried, man. Even though De Bruyne is not even there, like they've got Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden's on fire. Ilkay Gundogan's been unbelievable the last 6-7 weeks for them. Defensively, they're brilliant. I think they've only conceded with Diaz and John Stones, I think like 1 goal or 2 goals in about 10 games,
like 12 games. Something crazy like that.
Bruv, I'm concerned, man. I just want Arsenal to come out of that game respectable, man. I can't see us winning,
that answers your question. That answers your question. Their defensive record is very good. They don't concede goals. They score a lot. Gundogan, Sterling, Mahrez, their bench, their second team is better than our first team. So it's a very concerning game that I was hoping, and I'm sure you're going to approach that game with the same way we approached the FA Cup semi-final, defensively. I'm worried. We did that in the Carabao Cup and conceded within 30 seconds. But the reason we lost that game was because of runners. I think it would have been tighter.
Nightmare.
After that, it doesn't get easier, Albert. I'm sorry I'm ruining your day after a tough day. We'll be visiting Leicester. Another team that I think they actually have a better squad than us by far.
Yeah, I think they do.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree with you. I can't. People get upset when you say that. Like, not you, Glenn, but when fans or pundits say that. But it's the truth, man. Like, we're not lying. Like, they've got Brendan Rodgers is a very good coach. I know people go, oh yeah, but he managed Celtic in Scotland. But no, can't give the guy a bit of credit. He done a good job at Swansea. He's unlucky not to win a league at Liverpool. He's a good coach, man. They've got some good players. I know people talk about the French league or Ligue 1 as the farmers league, but listen, Leicester got Yuri Tielemans from there, and I would take him.
Yeah, I think Leeds got Rafinha from there as well, and he is a ball.
Well, he is a ball. Thank you. But
so in the chat,
I was going to say, sorry, bruv. I was going to say, what was I going to say now? It was, Leicester again away. We've got a bad record, man. Bad record there.
Bad record. We lose every single season. I think that was the last game for Emery in the league, if I'm not wrong. In the chat, let me know how many points you think we'll take from those 3 games. Leeds at home, City at home, Leicester away. How many points are you going for, Albert? 9 available. Can we get all 9 and change our season?
We might get 9 if I'm gonna say a prayer tomorrow before I go to work, man. It might help, man. But if I be honest, Glenn, right, out of 9 points, them 3 games, 3.
3, so that's one win.
We'll beat Leeds, we'll lose to City, and we lose to Leicester.
What if it's 3 points and 3 draws for all the games? Will you be happy with that?
No, absolutely not. No.
So How many will you be happy with from those 3 games?
Honest, I'd be happy with 6, and I think I'm pushing it by saying that.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think we'll get 4. Realistically, we'll get 4.
I loved how someone can say, I'll be happy with 3 points if we draw all 3 games. But if we win 1 and lose 2 and you still get 3 points, I wouldn't be happy. So it's the same thing. So for me, I'm hoping for, I actually think we're going to get, I don't know, man, maybe 4, maybe a win and a draw from somewhere. I think we'll beat Leeds. And then I actually think we'll draw with City and lose to Leicester. That's I actually think it's going to pan out. I actually think we're going to lose the Leicester one. I think the Leicester game away is tougher than City at home. It's always been tougher for us. That the fact that we are home, yes, and home features don't help these days anyway. But I'm afraid of the Leicester game away more than any other because Vardy, the way Vardy usually scores against us, I think he has the record for most goals against Arsenal, something crazy. So
he's got a phenomenal record against the top 6 sides, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mad. Yeah, mad.
Let me see. Jesse says 4 points from 3 games. So
yeah.
That's 1 win and 1 draw. Mr. BK says I'm expecting 2 points from the next 3, just 2. That would be a disaster. So does anything change for you, Albert? Let's say if you pick 9 points from 9, does anything change for you?
No, it doesn't. It just all it does is it gives the team a bit of confidence. If you're talking about for the rest of the season in terms of in terms of context, then it's difficult, Glenn, because this season's been absolutely crazy with some of the results we've seen. Arsenal, this is the thing. We went on the stage, we took 17 points out of a possible 21.
Yeah.
But then you can flip it and say, like I said, our last 3 games, we took 1 point out of a possible 9.
Yeah.
And it kind of stopped people in their tracks, Arsenal fans, to say, you know what? Because I hear all this top 4 talk when we're going on a little run. I said, no. I said, look, just relax. Trust me, this team can throw some dodgy ones in there. And they have, man.
Yeah.
They have.
So I'm usually not a fan of concentrating on one competition and putting all your eggs in one basket because all it takes is just 1 penalty for Benfica and our season is over. So I actually don't think the season is over because I had you and talking to Jess and I've had a couple of podcasts and people have given up on the league. 15 games to go, man. That's a possible 45 points to work for. I mean, games in hand, yes, Everton, Aston Villa doesn't mean they're going to win it. All their games in hand, especially Everton have a game in hand against City. I don't think they'll win it. So a couple of wins, all of a sudden, again, you're back to 8th, but you'll have to get a run going. Maybe these games that are coming up are tough, but there's a time we have like 8 very good fixtures like Fulham, I think Newcastle away, I think Sheffield, I think we'll be facing West Brom at home. Now, from those 8 games, I hope we'll win all of them. We usually have a record of ending the season well, especially under Wenger, so I'm hoping for the same this season. But the reason why people are giving up on the league is because we still have the Europa League. So Benfica next. The away game will be played in Rome, by the way. So
that's right. Yeah.
Are you confident for that game?
Glenn, let me quickly ask you a question. You see, you said we've still got like 15 games left in the league. Like, where do you think Arsenal will honestly finish this season?
6th.
Yeah, I think they'd be lucky to get that, my friend.
Yeah, I know. People have been looking at me like, what? But yeah, I think we'll finish 6th. I actually think we'll finish 6th. So we'll talk about that after we have a couple of wins, and even that applies even if we lose to City and Leicester, because we have a 9-game run, I think, between March and April. That's a very, very good fixtures, and if we're out of the Europa League by then, maybe we'll have the opportunity to focus on one. But Benfica, are you more confident now that the game is not going to be played in Portugal, or doesn't it make any difference?
No, it doesn't make any difference, Glenn, for me. Benfica have had a decency. I think they're sitting in 4th in Premier League. Only 3 points off of 2nd. I think Sporting Lisbon have got that league wrapped up personally. But they're 4th in their domestic league. I've not seen much of how good they are now or who their sort of star-like players are. But it's going to be a tough game, Glenn, man. And I think people, like, you know what it is? It'd be interesting to know what you think, though, as well, Glenn. Like, people go the Europa League, not just this season, last season, the season before, however many years we've been in it.
Yeah.
Arsenal's European record, even under Wenger's, not fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
never been, yeah.
Glenn, listen, I'm old enough to remember our last European success, man. That's a long time ago, man. Like, So Arsenal, like, listen, I love silverware. I love to look at it, see Arsenal players picking up trophies, but I think you have to ask yourself the question as an Arsenal fan. Yes, when a cup competition, knockout football, anything can happen. I totally get it. That's why we won the FA Cup last season. But with my sort of sensible head on,
yeah,
I'm not sure we can win Europa League. Some people will just be like, we can't win it. But listen, it's a cup competition. Glenn, you never know. But I can't sit here and lie to the people in the chat and yourself and say that I think we got a good chance of winning it, because I don't think we have.
I actually agree with you. Even now, standing at 11th, I actually think it's easier to get top 6 than to win the Europa League still. Because the Europa League, 2 legs, you have to win the round of 32, go to another team in the round of 16, win it again, go to the quarterfinal, defend very well, attack very well, go into the semi-final, get some lucky decisions in there, go to the final, have a good mentality for winning it. Yes, we've been unlucky since we came into the Europa League, by the way. The first season we lost to Atletico in the semi-final. Koscielny, I think it was making the mistake. We were very unlucky, losing very marginally. If we went to the final, I think we'd have beaten, I think it was Marseille. The next season, we reached the final, lost to Chelsea. That was very, very damaging. And then, obviously, last season, the Olympiacos game, that hurt very badly. So, yes, you have a chance. I don't think we'll go out in this very round. So, where do you think we'll reach? What round do you think we'll reach in this competition?
Dear. So, what, round of 32 in it. So, God.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say, listen, good teams left still in it. That's the thing, Glenn.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll say quarterfinals. I'll say quarters.
You also have to be very lucky with the draws. You don't want Real Sociedad or United in the next round. You want let's say Steaua Bucharest or something. You might get Tottenham. I don't want them. I don't want Leicester. There's a lot of teams I want us to avoid. From the 31 teams, there's like 30 of them I want us to avoid. I don't know how possible that is, but still some hope. So, which one are you focused on more? League, Europa League?
Oh God, I'm definitely not focused on the league. God, I mean. There's certain games I look out for. Obviously, we our big North London rivals, Tottenham in March. But I think you know what it is. I get it, man. The Arsenal fans are deflated. We're frustrated. We're angry, we're upset, man. Like this is not an overnight thing. This is with this form in the league, man. Like I said, Wenger's last 2 seasons, 5th and 6th, Emery 5th, last season 8th. Like, where's the light at the end of the tunnel, man? It's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, man. Still a lot of bumps in the road, unfortunately, my friend.
So what would you do with the lineup? So do you say, you know what, I'm not going to be playing Tierney in the league. I'm not going to be playing Partey in the league. Let's just save them for the Europa League. Or what do you do?
I would do that in terms of the Europa League.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, I'll probably put my house on it. Mikel Arteta's not going to do that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, half the time, Mikel Arteta, he does make some strange decisions, Glenn, man. That just leave Arsenal fans just baffled, man. Like team selection or personnel changes, substitutions, what youngsters to play.
Yeah.
Gone out alone who hasn't. He's a hard one to predict, Mikel Arteta. So I would go strong in the Europa League, and I expect him to be honest. It's a knockout stage now. You can't make too many mistakes, man.
Yeah, so you say strong. Give me your strongest lineup for the Europa League. What did you go for against Benfica?
If I put my Arteta head on, which I think he will do, Leno would go.
No, I want you to go with, if Albert was the manager, what would you go for in the Europa League?
Is that easy? So yeah, it'd be it would be Leno, Tierney, left back, Cedric right back. I would go for, and I'm not even the biggest Rob Holding fan. I would go so I'll go Rob Holding, Gabriel. Obviously, Partey and Xhaka. Obviously, if he's playing the 4-2-3-1. So yeah, again, Lacazette will be up top, and then you've got Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, and I would keep Pepe in the team for now.
Wait, so Aubameyang is not in your best team to win the Europa League?
The way he's playing, no. No.
Wow, so you'd actually put more confidence in Pepe to win you the Europa League?
I think in that system, you play Pepe on the left. Saka's on the right. To me, it gives balance to the team. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
So
play. If the thing is, Glenn, if you play that system, you can't have Aubameyang and Lacazette in the team. You can, but for the balance of the team, you wouldn't do it. So that's the one.
Wow, I'm surprised. You actually think we can reach far in the Europa League without Aubameyang in the team? I actually don't agree. People who say Aubameyang should sit on the bench for the Europa League campaign. I think he has to be there for the goals. Yes, he's not been scoring the goals this season, but I think I would be more confident with Aubameyang having the ball than Pepe. That's just me. I'd be more confident in those kind of games. But okay, so basically you play the likes of Aubameyang and the likes of Odegaard in the league, then the likes of Bellerin.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't have. To be honest, I wouldn't have Bellerin in the team. Full stop. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I think with the Aubameyang thing, I just think, listen, yes, he's an elite goal scorer, but then you got to remember this guy is woefully out of form, man.
Yeah,
woefully out of form. Worst form in his career.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't play him. I think if you're going to play the big game on, like I said, against Benfica, then that's the team I'd go with. Yeah, you play him in the league. There's enough game with the run of games, Glenn. There's enough games to go, man. Seriously.
But how would you know he's improving his form if you're not playing him though?
You play him in the league.
If he scores a couple, then he gets back to the team.
You can always bring him off and put him on, because you got to remember he came on the other day. Glenn, I didn't even know he's even playing when he came on. I'll be honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't. We know the reason why, obviously, what was affecting him, but this form has been, it's not been great, man.
Yeah, and what if Pat is not ready for a couple of games? Who would you play alongside Xhaka?
Now we're really struggling. God,
yeah. If you don't have Pat,
it would have to be, for me personally.
Yeah,
I would pick Ceballos.
I'd go for the same too. So, wow, I'm really hoping.
You haven't got much option, man.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. So for the Benfica away game, last question: how do you approach it? Do you go for it, or do you try and keep it solid?
You have to try and keep it solid. Them first 15, 20 minutes are going to be crucial, man. Because I know they do their homework in terms of looking at opposition, but like I said, this is an European game, man. You've got to be smart, show good game management, which we've not done many times this season. But if you're going to show good game management, you better do it ASAP against Benfica.
Okay, let me take a couple of questions from the chat. Elijah says Pablo Mari should play. Do you think he should play?
I don't disagree with that. But Arteta has his favourites, man. So it's going to be Rob Holding and someone else.
I actually think Luis has been one of our better defenders in the last 2 months. So I don't know. That'd actually be very tempted. I can see him going for a back five in one of these games. I can easily see him going for a back five, especially Benfica away. I can see him going with Gabriel, Luis, and Holding, and then Bellerin and Tierney, and then maybe Xhaka, Pat, and then just a front three. Maybe Saka, Aubameyang, and someone else. I don't see them all starting in one team. So, Mr. BK,
I could see a back five if we play City in the league.
I can also see that then. So we could easily see that formation twice in the next 4 games. So
100%.
I wouldn't be surprised. Mr. BK says trust in Luis and Holding as long as we don't get a red card. How important is discipline in these games?
It's paramount. That's all I can say. Yeah, I was shocked when I found that the amount of red cards we've had since Arteta's been in charge. I think it's more than double anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, nine red cards.
It's crazy. So you don't want to start the Benfica game and then you get a red card in the first 10 minutes. No. That will ruin our campaign totally. Mr. BK says, Odegaard, would you start Odegaard? Elijah says also, would hopefully start Odegaard.
It's difficult again. It's like I said to you earlier, Glenn. Like with Arteta, he does throw in a curveball, man. When he picks a team, man.
Yeah,
he does throw in a curveball.
He might have Willian in there.
Yeah, Glenn. I was going to ask you. See, with Emil Smith Rowe, like, how do you feel like? Because people saying about tiredness and give Odegaard a chance. What do you think about that? Yeah,
Smith Rowe, I think is tired by now. I wanted him to rest. The the last 2 games I actually didn't want him to start. He's actually surprised that he started. I would have started Odegaard, but what I would do next time, I'd actually start Odegaard instead of Smith Rowe. That's another topic again. I actually feel there's a way we can fit them both in the team, like against Leeds at home, for example.
Good shout.
Against Leeds, for example, I don't want us to go defensive. I want us to go for it. So there's a formation. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Let me give you a question and then I'll look for it. Lewis says, I'm not sure how we'll get on. To be honest, need a big fast leg. Yep. I don't know if they end up removing the away goals rule since none of us is playing at home or away. Will that change the approach?
Yeah.
I don't know. No idiotic mistakes. I agree. Russ says I'd bring Luis. Would you, Albert?
Russ, I love you, man, but I can't listen, man. I would rather play in the back four than David Luiz.
What about in a back five? Would you play him in a back five?
It's no secret, Glenn. Conte done it at Chelsea. If you're playing David Luiz, he's better in a 3. Everybody knows that. 100%.
Okay, so for all these games coming up, the Europa League games and the important Premier League games, who do you think is our most important player?
Yes, to me, that's Saka. God,
he has to remain fit.
Yeah, you see, Glenn, you see it with when Emil Smith Rowe and Saka might not have such effective games. Yeah. We look poor, man. Very poor.
And so we have to keep him fit.
Yeah, we shouldn't be relying on the youngsters like this, man. This is crazy.
Awesome. So I couldn't find it from the formation, but the formation was basically have Partey as the holding midfield and then Odegaard and Smith Rowe either side of him. People said if you're playing against City, obviously you're going to be ripped apart, but against the Leeds at home, maybe.
Yeah, listen, Leeds, you know how Leeds are going to play. So if you're the home side, why are you going to set up to be defensive? To me, that would make no sense. But then we're not Mikel Arteta, are we? So we don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, we are not. We are not the best manager in England. We are not. I do feel in the next 1 year he will be up there. Hopefully, the team changes and everything changes for him. So, GMU TV will Arsenal finish in the Europa League. Albert says quarterfinal. Obviously, I'm hoping for winning the competition, but I'd actually say semi-final or somewhere. RK says Saka, definitely. So thank you, Albert, for coming on. Nice chat. Planning for our next 4 or 5 games. Where can they follow you?
Yeah, Frank, Glenn, pleasure, man. Nice to hook up with you and sort of do the collab, man. And we'll do some more definitely in season. There's always something to talk about with Arsenal, man. But
there's always a lot of stuff, believe me.
Yeah, guys, Albert JTV. My Twitter handle's next to it, at AUMO57. Come and subscribe to the channel, man. Please do. Yeah,
the Twitter handles and everything for my channel and his channel are scrolling down the bottom right now. And also under him, that's his Twitter. I'll leave his link in the description after this. Obviously, I'll be on his channel some other time and he'll be on mine. Hopefully, he'll be more positive that time. So, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you head over to Albert JTV to check out his content. As of now, thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.